Yo, chapter 1068 of One Piece. We're back from the 2 week break as usual. Um, let's just get back into it. Fuck it. It is 10:30 right now, so it came out pretty early. I think it came out maybe an hour ago. Chapter 1068, A Genius's Dream, and we have Caesar and Judge fighting. And I mean, you don't have to do that. They're thinking of Vegapunk clearly, but it's cutting off his head. So like we see the thought bubble, we don't see Vegapunk, which doesn't make sense to me since this would be a perfect time to show that they're thinking of Vegapunk. But also maybe there's something within the design. Maybe this is right before Vegapunk split into the satellites that Oda doesn't want us to see. God, I haven't talked about One Piece in a while, so I'm like, I haven't thought about One Piece. Dude, I've been playing Pokemon day in, day out. Pokemon Scarlet, dude. Drama 66's Cold-Blooded Voyage. Two former members of MADS reunited, and they do have a rough relationship if they're beating each other senseless like this. Which is pretty funny. No way to mix Queen in with that? Alright. Alright, so how did we leave off last time? It was Vegapunk declaring that they're gonna fight CP0. Are we getting the Kaku Zoro reuniting? Are we getting Brooks fight with the CP0 members? We appreciate Surfer Pole going to the effort of returning the Seraphim, but S-Bear can make its own way from there. I regrettably won't be able to greet you in person. It's been so busy lately. Please just order it to return to the island. You can consider your mission complete. Thanks again for all the hard work, says Pythagoras. ... Lucci ain't too happy about that. It's not exactly a warm welcome, so he has his suspicions. Kaku, it's been a long journey. Can't we at least pop in for some tea? It's so chilly out here. G14 is not too far. They're sure to give you a great reception. True, of course. I mean, I don't know how Helmeppo would feel about that. I don't know how Sword would feel about CP0. Probably, considering CP0 is Aegis Zero, the shield. Sword versus the shield, you know? I have no predictions for how this is going to go. At all. Dr. Vegapunk, I presume? Yes. Do you have any comment on all the recent disappearances at Egghead? Disappearances? What do you mean? 2 months ago, a CP5 vessel went missing. A month later, one of the CP7 vanished too. And just 2 weeks back, it was a CP8 ship. Why hasn't a single government ship made it back after visiting you in the last 2 months? What? Is that really true? I can assure you, we all remember seeing those ships depart safely. Lilith, just what are you getting at? Out with it already. You think we sunk those ships, don't you? Lilith, don't antagonize them. I've got half a mind to let you dock so you can see for yourself. That's even worse. Regardless, can't let you in. Please turn back. Very well. Understood. But now, Lucci, prepare to abandon ship. We'll infiltrate using S-Bear's ability. So he does have the pop-off fruit. Now, is this a direct replication of the pop-off fruit? And I mean, of course, Vegapunk was prepared for this. He told the Straw Hats to get ready for battle. Not Zoro though. Zoro doesn't know. A direct assault would always end in those sea beasts making a meal of the ship anyway. Understood. So what he's saying is, if they begin to attack, they may be overwhelmed by the sea beasts, even though they, I think, took one or two down, maybe. And now we're going to Kamabaka. Or Kumo's trying to presumably get back to Bonnie, right? Kuma, stop! Wait there! Kuma-san! He's ripping the pipes off, the hoses. He's getting his shit ready, too. And he's getting his shit ready. Is he going to hit himself, or is he going to hit anybody from the Revolutionary Army there? Where are you going? He poofed himself, which makes sense. Now, someone said, is it going to take him also 3 days? Because we know it takes 3 days to go, at least from Subodhi to, I mean, a good question is, what is the closest island that he sent Strads to? Was the furthest, and then did it take 3 days to get to both? Or is there a time discrepancy there? But let's assume 3 days. Now, if he's in a rush, and it takes 3 days, and he left as soon as CP0 came, are we going to get a 3-day arc where he appears at the end? Kuma, says Dragon. So he hit himself. He's going agate. You want to leave with this old timer? How come? Isn't this your lab? Says Luffy to Vegapunk. It is. And up till now, I've been happy to spend every berry the government has given to fund my research. New ideas continue to pour out of me, of course. Unfortunately, I'm still limited by time, money, and manpower. I persevere because I wish to change the world with my science. I want to make a world where free energy is available to all. Now, everyone has a theory. He was talking about the eternal sun. People are connecting it to Lunarians, or eternal fire, which is the sun. People are connecting it to Nika. It's an interesting theory that Luffy would be the energy source. Would he be sacrificed to be the energy source of the world? Who knows? Well, I mean, listen, and now Vegapunk has a dream. He's coming on the ship. Vegapunk for Nakama? Possibly. I want to make a world where free energy is available to all. Interesting that the internet idea wasn't the dream. The dream is free energy. Luffy. Huh? You clearly aren't following. Basically, you want to give stuff away to everyone? You're a communist? Me too, says Luffy. Luffy, that's a different discussion. Nations often wage war over the natural resources we need to generate energy. Precisely. People can be so short-sighted. They'd only open their eyes. There's energy all around us. True. Solar. The world is teeming with it. If that raw power can be converted to a more apparent and accessible form, we'd never see another conflict spark up over it again. I'm certain science will make that possible someday. And get this interesting panel of Vegapunk with his dreams. But again, people say, remember, this is the main Stella body, this old Vegapunk, this old Einstein Vegapunk we're seeing. We have to remember that Lilith, being the evil part, is also part of his personality. So as much as this could be his dreamy old self, there's a lot to Vegapunk that we don't know, you know. So once the mind maybe combines again by the end of the arc, we might see a different type of Vegapunk. You still don't care? Nah, it's great. You want to make people happy. I've got no interest in being a hero, though. Also, I still don't get why you want to leave. That's the thing. My quest to further my understanding of energy led me to investigating the ancient fuel that powered those mechanical soldiers. I bet that's Lunarian fire. We didn't get Lunarians for no reason. My curious nature as a scientist compelled me to take a peek. Imagine how much we'd learn if that forbidden thread of history was unraveled. After a dear friend of mine died, I found myself diving ever deeper into that abyss to further his will, which of course is Clover. Interesting how much Clover is tied with Vegapunk. So my curious nature as a scientist compelled me to take a peek into the ancient kingdom. Imagine how much we'd learn if that forbidden thread of history was unraveled, the void history. And after a dear friend of mine died, Clover, I found myself diving deeper into that abyss of researching the ancient kingdom. Huh? In short, I know too much, and now the government wants to erase me, just like O'Hara. What? That ruckus must be a cipher pull 0. 0. So they teleported into, I guess, the middle of the main, not where the Straw Hats are, but the main island, but also, considering they have the Seraphim Kuma, it doesn't stop them from going onto the cloud, but if they gotta meet up with Zoro, who's at the entrance of the cloud, they might lose track of Seraphim Kuma right now. Who knows? CP0, the direct subordinates of the Celestial Dragons. What? Weren't they called CP9? But do they see them? Because that explosion was kind of far. Does Luffy, like, feel Lucci, or does he see him? What? Weren't they called CP9? CP0 is a division that stands above the rest. They say their members have historically been harbingers of catastrophe. Golly, it truly is the city of the future. I can hardly contain myself. I'm glad Kaku's back. I like Kaku. But you gotta show some skills, Kaku. You gotta be jumping off some roofs like you did in Water 7, my guy. Of course, Lucci, cool as ever. Citizens of Egghead. Cipher Pull agents. Don't they usually wear black suits? Why didn't they come through the normal port? Hey, did you guys hear about the two... Whoa. Hey, did you guys hear about the 2 weaponized sea beasts that were taken out near the coast? That's right, there's 2. Don't tell me they're intruders. Shaka, CP0 on the island. How did they bypass the port? Yeah, I mean, fuck you, logic. Shaka, your logic. How the fuck do you not know they have Kuma? And that Kuma has a power? Come on. Come on. Ah! What's up? Ah! They're here! You're the worst! Rob Lucci, stay away! And Sanji's like protecting Robin. Get away from her. They must have realized that rejecting our request would inevitably result in the sea beasts consuming their ship, which they are doing clearly on the monitor. So they let it happen and use the Seraphim's paw powers to land instead. They use S-Bear, huh? We have no choice then. The sacrifice of their ship shows their resolve to fight. I'm seeing Shutenmar. Evacuate the researchers and workers. Atlas, make your way back to the lab. Violence, of course. Wrath. Prepare the Seraphim. We are deploying... Oh. Vegapunk using Seraphim against CP0? Is this to power scale the Seraphim even more than fighting Blackbeard has? Because I would say that's a crazy power scaling showcase. And we're getting S-Snake, S-Hawk, and S-Shark, all the ones we've seen. We're not seeing Buggies. We're not seeing Dolphys or Crocs. Those are going to be revealed later. But we're seeing Hancock, Mihawk, and Jimbei Seraphim, and Kuma. Entrust their command to Sentomaru, not Shinmaru, Sentomaru, which finally we see, which we haven't seen since Return to Sabaody, which I do not have. I do have in the Shonen magazines, but I'm not going to find that right now. We haven't seen him in a very long time, probably 12 years. Holy shit. Sentomaru's here, the nephew of Kizaru. Apparent nephew. He calls him uncle. I don't know if it's confirmed relation. And he looks like he's from Wano. And he knows Rio. I'm just trying to remember everything I know about Sentamaru. He knows Rio. He has the like Enel symbols, but those are more just like elemental symbols, I think. They represent something. Okay. Prepare the Seraphim. We're deploying S-Snake, S-Hawk, and S-Shark. Entrust their command to Sentomaru. Roger. Now then. Back to Stella Body Vegapunk. Now then. Will you take me out to sea? I like how there's like chaos happening all around them, but then Luffy's just talking with Vegapunk. I like that. Will you take me out to sea? I won't need long to pack, Quasar. We're not going on a field trip, old timer. Your sudden disappearance would definitely qualify. Jinbei, your sudden disappearance would definitely qualify as a catastrophe. I'll allow it though, since you got a funny head. What? You call that a screening process? This is Chopper. That's your variable? I mean, listen, he invited Brook because he was a talking skeleton. He invited a lot of shit on Thriller Bark because it looked weird. He said, I'll allow it, since you got a funny head. That's our Luffy. Then let's head up. This place will soon be a battlefield. Of course, he's connected. He knows everything that they know up there. That's shocking us. Would you mind bringing Bonnie with you to Lab Stratum above the clouds? Sure, no worries. And of course, Bonnie passed out so that we don't get any more revealed about her and Kuma's relationship until probably Kuma appears. Well then, see you up there. What? You vanished? Applegrams, that's a good one. All this futuristic tech is really messing with my head. I don't think he's a hologram. No, he's not a hologram. I'm pretty sure they... Did anyone touch him? It's a good question. Did anyone actually have physical contact with him? I need to go back and see. I don't think he's a hologram. I think he's using his space-time warpy stuff, and he's just vanishing. Hey, well, that's a hologram. That's a hologram dragon. Wowie, there's a space monster. Yeah. Yeah, the one that looks like Kaido. And they're shooting it. Our guns aren't working. I've always wanted to take a swing at an unworldly beast like this. You must be a genuine space monster, says Kaku. Tempest kick. What the Ryokan? Ryokan? I forget what the fuck it is. I just watched Who's Who versus Jinbei as well, and he was using... God, I'm forgetting the names right now. The 6... Fucking... You know what I'm talking about. The techniques. CP9 techniques. Don't bother, says Stussy. It's a hologram. Okay, so she's smart. Clearly, she can tell. You could have told us that sooner. And then the Tempest kick goes right, or just doesn't affect it. You're as well versed as ever, Stussy. Yeah, this takes me back. Was she also here as a child? Is she related with anyone we know? I'm going to pop up and take a look. I don't see the panels yet, but if Kaku's saying he's going to the clouds and he's going where I see he's going, he's about to see Zoro, and Zoro might have the same reaction he did when he first saw Kaku at Water 7, where he's like, "Who's up?" Because of the nose. I hope that happens. That'd be amazing if that was the final page of this chapter, of Zoro going, "Who's up?" Or Brook going, "Who's up?" I'm gonna pop up and take a look-see above the clouds. If Vegapunk's around, he'll be up there. Those two lines on the clouds, can you see them, Lucci? Yeah, there's a number. When an enemy target crosses those lines, beep beep beep, a laser beam is triggered to neutralize the threat. Ah! It's a deterrent system that covers the entire lab stratum. They call it the Frontier Dome. This man's got a force field around his brain. That's super interesting. And I wonder what the number means. I wonder if the number ticks up if like kills a threat or something, you know. But okay. So we got a force field. Now can speed, if you're fast enough, can you go through that? Because it's not solid. It's simply a laser cage, laser sheet, mesh. Kaku-san! Moral of the story is, it's unwise to underestimate the world's greatest scientist. True. You should really mention this kind of intel before. Alright, so I'm getting Stussie's character. You know, she hides information, she's sneaky, but she knows a lot. She's been here, or she knows a lot about the place. Kaku, we know Kaku. You should really mention this kind of intel beforehand. You're a piece of work, Stassi! Well, at least you're not chilly anymore, right? And she's a sadist. Or a masochist. Oh, fuck, I always forget. Nah. I don't like seeing people get hurt. Hey. We got Atlas coming in. Hey, what's the big idea? I'm the only one allowed to rampage on Egghead. Dr. Atlas. Atlas. She's one of the Vegapunks. Oh, she might die right now. If she dies, what happens with the consciousness? Does it get reconnected? Does the pieces of her reconnect to the main body, or does it get spread? And if that's the case, if it gets spread, or if it gets either way, does that mean each of the clones is going to die, and then the consciousness will stream into Vegapunk? Atlas, wait! You don't stand a chance. Ultra mighty Lucci turned into leopard form. This isn't a game. 6 King pistol. Is that... Fuck, what the fuck is that called? I need a... I know, we're close to the end, so that's what I'm looking at. Rokushiki, right. Rokogun, I was right. Rokushiki. Oh no, that was the wrong Kyaku. This is Rokogun. This is Is it exactly the same? 6 King gun? Yeah. I think yeah. 6 powers supreme. 6 King pistol. Yeah. So damn, this man's using Rokogun. Rokogun! Dr. Atlas! He's showing no mercy. I mean, it's one of the Vegapunks. Their job is to kill Vegapunk. So they're going to take out all the Vegapunks. This isn't a game. Rokogun! Which we can assume is Rio, I think. Damn. And, I mean, Atlas is a big... She's a big bitch. She's huge. Luffy says she's as big as Kaido, possibly. Which Kaido wasn't huge, but he was pretty big. And we see a crack in her face, because she is more robot than human out of all of them. You see Lucci's face through the Rokogun. Her face explodes. Yeah, Dr. Atlas. Yeah, all the civilians are screaming. Dr. Shaka has ordered us to evacuate. Everyone retreat to the factory. We're under attack. Looks like you're still breathing. Yeah. Come on. Let's head to the top with that vacuum rocket thing. With that vacuum rocket thing. I don't know what he's referring to. And then Luffy runs. He runs past Lucci. Straw Hat. Pigeon guy. Damn. I mean, I guess it makes sense Luffy saw them first, but I was kind of hoping for the Kaku Zoro reunion first. Would have been funny if Zoro was like looking down and he saw Kaku like trying to get up. He's like, "What's up?" That would have been a funny panel, but damn, we're getting, dude. Oof. Main Vegapunk out of the picture. Luffy, Jinbei, and Chopper versus Kaku, Lucci, and Stussy. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna fight, but that's quite a matchup. If there was a fight, we don't really know what Stussy can do. She does have Rokushiki. Kaku is right hand man material. He did fight Zoro. Jinbei's up there. He can handle it. Are we gonna get a no diff between Luffy and Lucci? I doubt it, because I feel like they are set up to be the main antagonists for now. For now, until people have a theory that Vegapunk might become the main antagonist because of those evil feelings he has. Straw Hat. Pigeon Guy. I mean, Luffy did meet Wrath, so and he does know she's a Vegapunk, or Atlas. Him seeing Atlas hurt by Lucci will probably set him off and want to help Vegapunk more than he already does. And I think Vegapunk did say here that they're here to kill me. Pretty sure. In short, I know too much and now the government wants to erase me. Yeah, so he explained. But Luffy didn't see them. So when he was talking about them, CP0, the direct subordinates to Celestial. What, weren't they CP9? Because he knows CP, a number, but he heard a CP9. And Jinbei says 0 is above the rest. So yeah, Luffy doesn't know it's Lucci there, which I assumed. And then they can't get up to where the rest of the Straw Hats are. That would have been too easy. Kaku probably could have went up there and wiped them out if Zoro didn't. So we got Sanji. We got Sanji on the defense as well. Not to underestimate the rest of all the Straw Hats versus Kaku. They could probably take him down, especially with the Seraphim. Will we have the Seraphim come down here, though? Will this main city area be what's used for this battle? And then they're going vertically. They're going up. Huh? Straw Hat. Pigeon Guy. Spenny doesn't even remember Lucci's name. Guess you're not that important. Yeah. And we got some colors. We got Luffy and Lucci right there. Alright. Good chapter. I mean, it's setting up. This was definitely a setup chapter. A little conclusion to the talk Luffy has with Vegapunk. And then just setting up that, CP0 are here. Kuma's on the way, depending on how long it takes him. Seraphim are being deployed, and we will see Sentomaru soon. No break. See you next week.